or on a Sunday morning because of the conference. So there's a conference next Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We encourage the brothers and the sisters to attend. Bring your relatives, bring your neighbors, bring those who aren't practicing, bring those who are practicing, bring those who are interested in Salafiyah, bring those who don't know anything about Salafiyah. Bring them. And when they come, treat them with kindness. Treat them with good manners. Treat them with the most excellent of etiquette. I was not sent, as the Prophet ﷺ said, I was not sent except to perfect the noble character. Sisters, be easygoing with each other. Be gentle with each other. Harshness and sternness between Ahlul Sunnah only hardens the heart and disfigures. Nothing that harshness is added to except that it will disfigure that thing that it is added to. And if you add harshness into the way that you treat each other, my sisters, then that will only disfigure and make an affair ugly. So do not become ugly in your character, because that is hateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam used to have the most pleasant countenance. لا تحقرن من المعروف شيئا ولو أن تلقى أخاك بوجه طلق. As the Prophet ﷺ said, that do not look down upon any good deed, even if it means that when you meet your brother, you meet him with a happy countenance, with a happy face. I, barakallahu feekum, do not tolerate, and I will not accept, and I will never accept that women are bitter and nasty and horrible to each other, nor from the brothers. Ahlus Sunnah, you are few in number. Ahlus Sunnah are few in number. So show love and affection and kindness and generosity and smiling faces to strangers who come into our company, so they see the beauty of Al-Islam. Like Abdullah ibn Salam, he said, radiyallahu anhu, and he was from the rabbis of the Jews. He said, when the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam entered into Medina, that we, the Jews, became very apprehensive. And we became anxious that this prophet of the Arabs, because they regarded him to be a prophet who was sent to the Arab, that he has come to our city. He said, so I went to him, and when I saw his face, he said, by Allah, I knew that was not the face of a liar. That's Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the countenance, the very, the expression of the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the aura and the awe around the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was magnetic, and people gravitated towards him. If people are fleeing from you, then know that there is a problem. As the Prophet ﷺ said, "Bashiru wa la tunaffiru." Right? Give people glad tidings and do not cause them to flee. Some sisters, unfortunately, over the years, we keep hearing that we came and there was a sister and she was harsh. And she snapped in her speech. You don't find that, barakallahu feekum, predominantly amongst the brothers. That is not to be found. And maybe that's because of the fact that they are constantly in our company. And therefore, if a mistake is made or something is done, then they realize that is not how they are to behave. But sisters, sometimes, because of the fact that you are concealed and you are covered, maybe you don't have access to how you should behave with newcomers, how you should behave with sisters or women who are unveiled. They don't wear the hijab. Forget niqab, they don't even cover their heads, but they come to the dars. And you leave them to sit on their own in a corner and you're not nice to them. You should treat them better than you treat each other. Because those types of women, it takes a feat of courage to enter into a masjid and to sit in a dars, and she's the only one that is not correctly covered. Maybe she just has a shawl over her head. It takes a feat of courage for a woman to do that. And then how do you reward her? By sitting 5 meters away from her, as if she has some sort of disease. The disease is with you, right? Because she's trying to find a cure right? But you think you've already got the cure and you've already made it, so you don't have to touch her or go near her. Rather, you should go to her and you should embrace her and you should give her gifts. You should treat her nicely. And this is how Ahlus Sunnah are with the people, with the general folk. That they see the beauty of Islam and they see the beauty of Salafiyah and they enter into it. So don't, barakallahu feekum, tolerate harshness. Ahlus Sunnah don't tolerate harshness with Ahlus Sunnah. With Ahlul Bidah is different. Not with Ahlus Sunnah. Not with the brothers and sisters in this masjid, or those who come to this masjid and they desire the truth and they seek the truth. And for a few years, it has not gone unnoticed that there is a very small handful of sisters who display harshness. Right? And I remind them of the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ that he said to Aisha radiallahu anha, "O Aisha, that gentleness is not entered into any affair except that it beautifies it, and harshness is not entered into a matter except that it makes it ugly." So you are ugly people. You are ugly in your manners. And you chase people away from the da'wah. Yassiru wa la tu'assiru. Make things easy and do not make things hard. Bashiru wa la tunaffiru. And give glad tidings and do not cause the people to flee. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala likewise mentioned in the Quran, that by the mercy of Allah, that you were gentle with them. وَلَوْ كُنْتَ فَذًّا غَلِيظَ الْقَلْبِ لَمْ فَضُّوا مِنْ حَوْلِكَ. And had you been harsh and severe and hard of heart, verily they would have fled from you, O Muhammad. That's Rasulullah. They would have fled from him if he was harsh, and he's Allah's messenger. So what do you think they're going to do from you? Spread this message and spread this piece of advice that I have given you today, my sisters, to those who are not present. That is not, we will not tolerate that in this masjid. We will not tolerate that in this masjid. And if you see that harshness, then correct it. But don't correct it by being nasty. With gentleness yourselves. Respond with harshness, with gentleness. This is Ahlus Sunnah with Ahlus Sunnah. This is the rifq of Ahlus Sunnah with Ahlus Sunnah in reality. Not with Ahlul Bid'ah, with Ahlus Sunnah. We're not talking about the Hizbiyun of Green Lane or the Diyobandiyah or Jamaat al-Tabligh or Ikhwan and all of those people of misguidance. No, we're talking about between ourselves there is gentleness. With those who call to bid'ah, anyway, they don't come here and there's no need for them to come here. But if people come here because they're confused and they want the truth, then let them sit and let them benefit from the truth. وجزاكم الله خيرا وسبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.